Greetings and welcome to the video. My name is Majora. I am the Silver Dragon Gamer. So today we're going to be jumping into The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Now just one little note, this video ended up being way longer than I really wanted it to be, so I'm going to break it up into 2 to 3 pieces. I'm not sure exactly where it's going to land, whether it's going to be 2 or 3. We'll just have to see, but I will be releasing these over the next couple of days, so just keep an eye out for them. Now, without any further ado, let's jump into Majora's Mask. Now, after that long intro scene, we have to go through this little chunk of woods here where we confront the Skull Kid again, and he turns us into a Deku Scrub. I personally really enjoyed playing as the Deku Scrub. I think it was just a lot of fun with the spin attack and being able to kind of run a little bit faster in that body. At least it always felt like it to me. Now, the one thing I did not like about it is I didn't agree with the bubble shooting. I thought that was kind of lame. Could have been more of a thorn, and it would have been a little more on theme for the Dekus. Now, the first item we're going to get in this game is the Deku Nut. When we come into this room with these chasms, we're going to use the blossoms to come across to this chest, open it up, and grab our first item of the game, the Deku Nut. And then we're going to go over here, talk to this little thing to get Tattle to stop pestering us, go into the clock tower, and this is where we're going to run into the mask vendor for the first time. He's going to send us out into the city of Clocktown and explain that we only have 3 days to do things. So we're going to step outside and begin our very first day. Now the first item we want to get is down here by the laundry pool, and that is this great fairy piece. When we grab this by jumping across the water and doing our little hop as a Deku, and then from there we want to leave there and go back north to North Clocktown. And then we're going to go into this cave on this far side, which is going to show us the Great Fairy, where we're going to return her piece, and she's going to grant us our magic meter, which allows us to blow those bubbles that I said I wasn't a huge fan of. Now, I am really glad that they didn't decide to go with the idea of being a Deku Scrub, that you shoot Deku nuts and that you would have to constantly be replenishing them. That would have been just a really bad and tedious grind for this game that was absolutely unnecessary and would really make the Deku Scrub be a very boring and tedious character. Now, once we get the magic meter from the fairy, she's going to tell us to go to the observatory and talk to the guy there, and then we're going to head back outside to get our next item, the Bomber Headquarters Code. We have to pop this blue balloon, and that'll allow us to then speak to this kid who's going to put us through a little bit of an initiation to where we have to play hide and seek with the Bombers. The Bombers are this little kid gang in this town, and they try to help people. What we have to do is catch all 5 of them by the next morning. They can be a little tricky at times to catch, but there's only 5. You have to catch 2 in North Clocktown, 2 in East Clocktown, and this one guy here in West. The 2 in the East Clocktown are probably the hardest to because they have so much open area to run in, especially this kid with the cuckoo. He just seems to be an absolute terror to try to catch. Now, once you have caught all 5 of them, they'll tell you, no, we can't let you in because we don't trust anybody who's not a human, and they will reveal the code to you. Now, keep in mind, every time you play this game, not starting the days over, but every time you restart the game and play a new game, that code's going to change for you. But to get access to their headquarters, you talk to this kid here, give him the code, and you get access to this underground area. You have to be very careful not to drown the Deku Scrub because he cannot swim, and you only get 3 bounces on the water, and then you drown. Now we're going to go through here, pop the balloon, and head into the observatory for a small Easter egg. Now underneath this pot here, you're going to see the drawing of what appears to be a dolphin. The reason it's an Easter egg is the GameCube was actually being produced under the name of Dolphin. So people consider this to be just a little Easter egg for that. Now what we need to do is talk to the old man and look on top of the clock tower to see the Skull Kid. We'll see the moon's tear fall off the moon. The kid kind of smack his butt at us. We're going to go outside of the observatory and pick up the moon's tear. We're going to pick this thing up multiple times throughout our 3 days. And now it's back through the sewers, heading back into town and out of the Bomber Headquarters. Now there is another secret for down here, but we can't access it unless we're Human Link. So we're going to head back into town, head to central part of the clock town, and go over here to this Deku flower. Let this giant Deku Scrub come in, and we're going to trade him the Moon's Tear for his title for this particular flower. We're going to jump into the flower as the Deku Scrub, and head up here onto the clock tower to pick up our first of many heart pieces. From there, we're heading back into the observatory through the bomber's headquarters, and we want to talk to the Scarecrow. We want to talk to him multiple times because we need to get to the night of day 3. Now, after talking to him multiple times and watching him dance multiple times, and each time him jumping us ahead a half a day, we finally arrive at the night of day 3 when he dives into the ground. And we go back out of here into the main city. Then we're going to go over to the flower that we purchased earlier, use it to get back up onto the clock tower, and as midnight strikes, we're going to go inside the clock tower, where we're going to confront the Skull Kid again. Now the two fairies are going to sit here and have a discussion back and forth about what needs to be done, and then once we get control of Link again, we're going to want to shoot a single bubble up and try to hit the Skull Kid so that we can force him to drop the ocarina just like that. We're going to run over and grab it, and then all of a sudden have a flashback and remember the Song of Time that Zelda had taught us. Once we learn the Song of Time from our memory, we're going to be able to play it to reset the 3 days all the way back to the beginning anytime we want. Now once we finish that memory, we're going to appear back in front of the Skull Kid, and we're going to pull out the Deku pipes, which are the Deku Scrub's musical instrument, and play the Song of Time to bring us back to the first day for the first time. Now Link will stay in Deku form, but we're going to appear in front of the clock tower. The fairy is going to talk to Link and give him a surprise, we're back in time, oh no, what's going on, kind of thing. And then we're going to go inside the clock tower because we need to talk to the mask vendor for the second time. Now this time the mask vendor is going to teach us the Song of Healing. This song is going to cause this cursed Deku mask to fall off of us and allow us to carry it around and be able to take it off and put it on anytime we want, which is very important because it'll also work for the other humanoid masks of the Zora and the Goron much later in the game. Now, once the mask falls off of Link's face and he looks visibly relieved to be back to his normal Hyrulean self, the mask vendor is going to want some payment, obviously, but he's going to let us keep the Deku mask, which will let us switch back and forth between Child Link and Deku Scrub. The mask vendor is then going to want his payment, which we can't give him, and have an absolute temper tantrum. And while he's having his temper tantrum, I'd just really like to thank everybody who's helped support the channel and bring us to where we are so far. And if you could just please like, subscribe, comment, and share the video, it would help me out immensely even more. I appreciate all you guys. Thanks a lot. And now back to the game. As he's winding down from his massive temper tantrum at what is essentially a child, we're going to head back out into the center of Clocktown. And then we're going to head back to the laundry pool because we need to grab that piece of the Great Fairy again and reunite it. Once we grab it, it's back to the center and head north until we see this owl statue sitting here. And anytime we see an owl statue, we want to smack it with our sword to get that green flash and activate the travel point. And then it's back into the cave in North Clocktown to return the piece and get what's called the Great Fairy Mask. Once we have that mask, we'll have the ability to locate any of the missing fairy pieces from all of the broken Great Fairies around the game. And the other nice thing about the mask is it calls in any fairies that are nearby so that we can grab them, and it makes it much easier to capture them. And now we have to run outside to do some rupee farming. This leads into the absolutely most tedious part of this game. It makes sense in the aspect that Link's going back in time, so he loses everything he's carrying on him other than the ability to have them, with the exception of key items like bomb bags and things like that, but he loses the items inside them. I guess that makes sense when you're resetting time. Now what I usually do for this is I like to farm the couple of grass segments there and then go down this hole, pop back up, and keep farming in these areas. I personally find, in my opinion, that those areas tend to produce more rupees. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our small amount of rupees, come over here, and shoot down the most irritating part of any Zelda game, and that is the ever-annoying Tingle. In this game, which is Tingle's introduction, he is our map maker and how we get maps for this game. So we'll purchase the 2 maps that he's carrying here and then head back outside for a lot more rupee farming. As you can see, I really enjoy using the Deku Scrub and just ripping through these grass areas. I'm trying to refill my rupees because I'm going to go to the bank to deposit them so that we can get to our eventual goal of 200 to begin with. Now we're going to talk to this banker who's going to go through a little introduction, and then we're going to deposit the 99 rupees that we're able to carry with our child's wallet. What we're going to aim for is we're trying to get to 200 eventually. Once we reach that magic number, the banker will give us something special. And now it's, you guessed it, back to farming more rupees until we have another 99. Now this chest here in the corner does hold 20, so it gives us a nice little boost, and then it's back to my little path of cracking up all the grass, dropping into the hole and coming back out to farm even more grass until I hit that 99. And then it's back to the banker and deposit this money again to bring us up to 198. We're very close to our magic number of 200 to get our first gift from the banker. So we're going to go into North Clock Tower, pick up a couple of rupees from the grass there, and then we're going to earn our second heart piece. We do that by climbing up on these pillars and jumping from one to the other. You got to be careful because it's really easy to over accelerate and jump off of the far edge of the pillar. So we're going to very gently jump from pillar to pillar and then into the tree and grab our second heart piece. Now that we have the money that we need, we can return to the banker, deposit those few rupees that we did pick up from North Clock Town, and the banker is going to gift us an adult wallet. The adult wallet is really nice because now we can carry up to 200 rupees. And then from there, we're just going to kill a little bit of time, go pick up the Moon's Tier, get the headquarters code again from the bombers. The reason that we want to do this is this time they'll give us the bomber notebook. With this notebook, we're able to keep track of all of the quests and things that we have to do to help people as we move back and forth through time in this game. This notebook is going to be a lifesaver. From there, we're going to earn the bomb mask, which means we're going to kill a little bit of time until it's midnight on the first day. At that point, a little old lady with a satchel is going to spawn. This guy's going to try to rob her. We're going to hit him and take the bag back from him, and she's going to gift us the blast mask. The blast mask is a bomb you strap to your face and explode and take damage, but it works as a bomb before you have any. Next, we're going to go get our third heart piece from the sword trainer here. We have to do this on expert mode. You want to Z-lock onto each of the logs and then jump slash them to get full points. Once we get that, we're going to head back outside with the money we've earned, go into the bomb shop, and purchase the big bomb bag, which is a reward for saving the little old lady. Normally, you can only buy the normal one in here. Now, we're also going to pick up bomb chews, so that'll give us access to them. And then we're going to head back outside into West Clocktown to go get the Bremen mask. This is acquired in the laundry pool again. We're going to talk to this guy with an instrument. He's going to give us a story and then give us the Bremen chicken mask. The mask, we're going to head back into the center of town, take the Moon's Tier, and trade it for that city title once more. Once we get the title, it's on to everyone's favorite activity of farming rupees, rupees, and more rupees. We're going to run around Terminia Field, breaking grass, shattering blobs, and resetting the field constantly to get our rupees, and this time bombs, because we have the bomb bag. And then we're going to head southwest into the Romani Ranch area. The reason for coming here at this particular time in the timeline is we want to shoot down the ever-irritating Tingle because he's got new maps in this area. He's going to sell us the Great Bay map and the Romani Ranch map, both of which are very useful. We've picked up the maps from Tingle. We're going to turn around, go back here, and hit this owl statue to give us our second checkpoint. Then we're going to slow down time, head back out into Terminia Field, and I'm going to kill this hidden Deku Baba a couple of times so I can get my first Deku stick. Once I do that, I'm going to look for the butterflies fluttering around and fall down a hole that's right below them to fight this pea hat to get another heart piece and get our first full heart container of the game. Once we've collected up our first container, we're going to head back upstairs to Terminia Field, and this time we want to head north around the city until we get to the Death Mountainside. Now up there in that little kind of snowy area, there is a Dodongo wandering around and another one of those holes in the ground. We're going to go down that hole, and we're going to have to fight 2 Dodongos this time. Be defeated with bombs, but you do need a fair amount of them, or you can try slipping around behind them and hitting them in the tail. They do drop purple rupees, which are worth 50 apiece, so they can be useful for farming up some extra money. Whatever you do not want to fight them though as a Deku scrub. They will burn you down and you'll take extra damage because, well, you're basically a plant. So we're going to open the chest, pull out our next heart piece, and with that, we're going to end this video. I want to thank you all again for watching this. The next part will be coming out on Saturday, or if you're watching it in the future, it should already be out. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment on the video. Thank you once again to all you great people.